Hello, welcome back to 14 Minesweeper variants. Music good? Music's good. Okay. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Let's keep going with the 8x8s. That is kind of loud. Alright, segment area. We're gonna have something with this one. Segment area. Have we done that? Guess we haven't. Segment. Each row can only contain one consecutive segment of mines, so you can't have two different sets of mines within a row. You can't have 0 mines within a row. You can only have one group of mines. Area means that clues indicate the sum of the areas of these mine regions that touch it. So a 4 plus a 1 plus a 1 gives you 6, a 5 plus 2 gives you 7. You can therefore say for this one that only one of these 4 cells are a mine. As for this 6, not entirely sure. If this were a mine, I suppose it would have to be empty like this, right? Because there can only be an area of 1. It would prevent all of these from being mines because of segment. And the 6 would have to do something. But there's nothing wrong with the 6 doing like fancy stuff. Like all these being mines, that counts. That works. What if this? Well then, I mean, I guess that. Then this would have to be a mine. And even if all 5 of these were mines, this would have to be a mine, which makes these empty. And so would these. Well, not necessarily. There could be some number of mines here. These would be all empty and then it's just an area of 6 or something. That's pretty doable though. Okay, what else do we have? I feel like the 1 does something special. The 1 and 6, they can't connect. Because if they did connect, firstly the 1 is just egregiously wrong. Which might mean something about there being a break in here and a break in here. Right? That really... If 1 looked like this, I suppose again something like this would happen. You'd have to have a mine here, these would be empty. I always feel like this set of cells are empty for some reason. If it were the top, then... I mean... Yeah, you have to have some number of mines. You must have some number of mines here, right? Because otherwise the 6 would just break, making these empty. And that was considering all these 3 options. The final option is if this was a mine, then these are both empty because of the 1. So these are just both empty. Sweet. Can we do the same on top? I don't think so. Yeah. Because the 6 has to come down in some way in all 3 cases. Doesn't that mean that this is always a mine? No, apparently not. Oh, well I guess it really isn't. Okay. That's okay. We just wasted an opportunity for a hint, but that's fine. We'll get through. Alright, how does 6 work? I believe 6 has to come down here. Because if 6 only went up top, you can't really reach a area of 6 without overworking the 1. So this has to be a mine. Which now means that because this has a maximum area of 6, it can't extend here or here. This also has some extra area, but I don't see... Right, because what is the maximum area it can hit up top? Like, because there can only be 1 here, it can't really hit an area of 4 like this without touching the 1. So at maximum, I think it can only hit an extra area of 3. Right? And then below here we have area of 3. I guess. How about this 6? Maybe it works on this one as well, we just never realized. But we did... Oh, is this always empty? That's not true. In this case, the 6 must come down here, which has an area of at most 2, but it's also entirely possible that... Oh, wait a minute. In this case, could there be a mine here? How would 6 in this case reach an area of 6? you would have to come down into this row, but in doing so, would automatically connect that row by segment. And that breaks. Like, no matter how you try it. Which means that this is impossible. You can't have a mine here, even in this case. There can't be a mine there. Or there. I think. Actually, I'm not sure. What about the final case, which is here? In this case, we have quite a lot to work with, actually. The 6 must see something down here, which means that's empty. The 6 must also see something up here, which means these are empty. Alright, so in this case, this is always empty. Ah, and there's our way out. Cool. 1 means this is empty. 7, wow. So I'm guessing the 7 sees 6 more shares from here. Maybe. Okay. Although interestingly, if this is a mine, that does indicate some things. If this is a mine, then these are all empty. So is this. And I guess interestingly, how would 7 get to 7 now? Right? Because yeah, 7 would just fail. So this can't be a mine, which means mine goes there. Now all of these are empty, and that's a lot of 6s. All the 6s must come down here, so I believe all 3 of these are mines. I believe this 7 touches one of the 6s. It either touches this 6 or this 6. It's more like it touches this 6, but I'm not entirely sure if I can explain how. I guess this now can't be a mine because if it were, it would have to connect to here, which gives you a huge area of mines. And 3 is now complete, so I guess that does it. 7 now must extend out, which must connect here. This 6, yeah, well, I guess it just does that. This 6 has to go down some more, so there's some number of mines here, which now breaks both of those cells. That must be a mine, but now this can't be a mine because, again, reaching all the way here requires 8 mines, which gives you the wrong area. That's wrong, apparently. Well, a mine here also fails because if that were to happen, then the 6 would just not be able to be fulfilled. And does this do the same thing? Not necessarily, because yeah, that happens. That's fine. 7 here doesn't say anything about the 6. Yeah, no, this is just an area of 6. It's a pure area of 6, but a lot of different ways to make 6 here. What are the 7? The 7 can only see a maximum value of 6, so it must extend downwards in some way, right? Ah, and well, how can it ever reach this area? It can't, because if it were to try, it would have to hit an area of at least 8. And if there were mines here, this couldn't reach that, so it would have to come down in some other position, which this would have to connect to, and that would fail, because then this would extend its area, so none of these are mines. Cool. 0 means that's empty. 6 is interesting, but it probably is a different 6 from here, right? Because this is an area of 7, so the 6 can never touch that. So it must be a different area of 6 then. Okay. We can sort of figure out how it works now, right? There's 14 cells remaining. Although 2 from here. Yeah, 6 from here. And then 6 more from here gives you a total of 14. That works out. So we now know exactly what our regions are made out of. We just have to figure out how to fit it all together. Well, this 7 means this area must go down in some way, correct? Because it can't go up. If it went up, then all of these would be empty, breaking this area. So it must go down. What does that say? That says that this 6 now cannot hit this row at all, because it would then have to join to the 7, and therefore make a very large region which fits neither the 7 or the 6. So the 6 must therefore only occupy this region, which we now know implies that all of these are mines, and that's your 6th region. Nice. This one, well, this one is just very easily solved. That's a mine down there and there. That gives you a region of 7, and your last 2 mines are here. Nice. Alright. This is a very intriguing endgame. Very, very intriguing, but I think this So like transfer of information, which I did base an episode about transfer of information at some point. Very cool. I feel like I've done this before though. Pretty sure I have. It just won't show up here because I haven't gone down the letter A yet. Which would be all I need, honestly, to get the column to show up. Yeah. Oh well. It's alright. Let's keep going. We're just gonna keep solving puzzles until everything shows up, I guess. Anyway, group 2 liar. Well, group means that each set of mines must have an area of 4, and we know all about mine areas. Lie means that every row and column has exactly 1 lie each. A lie being a clue that is either 1 more or 1 less than its actual value. Sweet. So this 0 could theoretically be a 1. Could also be a 0 because we don't know whether it's a lie or not. However, we do know if it were a 1, it can't be there. Right, because then that will isolate it. So that's not a mine. Sorry, hiccups. Same thing happens here. I'm sorry. If this was a mine, this would be empty, which isolates it. And now 2, 2. Aha. Alright, so a little bit of liar logic here. These values see the same thing. They see these 2 cells. So either they're both lying, or they're both telling the truth. Right? Because they see that they have the same value. So either they're both wrong or they're both right. And they can't both be wrong because you can only have 1 liar per row and column. Therefore, they're both right. And if they're both right, these are both just mines. Then this 0 is definitely wrong. This 0 must be a 1. This 1 is correct. And this 0 we don't know yet. We however do know this must extend outwards to form an area of 4. And now... well, now this 2 is correct, so 1 mine goes here. Okay. Oh, this 4 is correct. Well, this 4 could just be an area of 4, or it could be something that looks like this. However, what I know it can't be is something like this, because this being empty forces a mine in there, which isolates it. So that's always a mine. Can I do anything that's similar? No. Okay. Cool. This 3, we don't know if it's true or not. This 4, we don't know if it's true or not. If it were true, there are a lot of ways to complete it. We're no longer talking about area, we're talking about group size, and the clues are now fairly normal. They are no longer talking about area, so it's okay. I guess what's interesting is that this can't be a mine, can it? If it were a mine, this is a liar because it sees 1, but this is also a liar because it sees 1 here and 1 here, and you can't have 2 lies in a row. So this can never be a mine. Cool. And there's definitely just 1 here. In fact, wherever you put the mine for this 1, you always have something lie. If a mine goes here, this is lying. If you have a mine goes here, this is lying because there's 2 mines in here. So that means that either this is lying or this is lying. And because if every row has 1 liar each, then there is a lie in one of those 2 cells. Nothing else in the row is a lie. It is 2 telling the truth. Okay. And now there's 1 mine in here and 1 mine in here. Okay, so now if this 4 were to be a region that looks like this, or like this, that would fail. Because if it were to do that, whichever mine, whichever position you put a mine here would increase its range size to 5. And so that means that as a result, you can't have an empty cell here. Otherwise, this region would have to be extended by whatever mine is in here. So that means that you have to have a mine here and by symmetry there. Okay. Now, this could still either be something that looks like this or something that looks like this. Okay. If a mine goes here, it has to extend out, giving you a region of 4, which makes sense. But if it were something like looks like this, it's a lot more complicated. I think we know that this is not a mine either, do we? Yes, because there's 1 mine in here. If this is a mine, then this is telling the truth, which means that the 1 mine here implies that this is empty. Otherwise, if there is a mine here, then this is a liar, and even with the extra mine here, would already hit 2, so this is always empty. Nice, alright. Whoa. I almost misclicked there. Cool. I mean, that number doesn't really help us a lot, but I guess it does help. Now we do know, however, that if this is a mine, it must extend. Which implies that. And that fails, because this one has to extend outwards and by 2 mines, which gives it a huge area. So this can't be a mine, it must be there. Which now means that... Well, I can erase everything now. 0 is a liar. And 1 sign of truth, which means there's 1 mine here, which we already knew. This mine must extend out for a region of 4, which gives you this. This is empty. 2... Well, by this column, which must have a liar in it, that's a liar. Okay. Interesting. Not entirely useful. Right, it looks like we already have all our regions, right? There's 20 mines in total, which implies a region a 5 regions of 4. Right? There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. There's one that comes from here. And this 2-3 must have to account for the last one. How do we know that? Well, wherever your mine is here can never hit a 3 here because it would require at least 5 cells. So this 3 must account for another group, which means that those are all 5 groups. And now where can those 5 groups never touch? I think it's somewhere in here. Because if you had 3 mines over here, no matter how close they are to the edge of the board, can never reach far enough to even hit that. So I think this 3x3 is untouchable. And I hope I'm right. I was right. I think we could do even better, but I'm not gonna risk it. I'm just gonna say this is a liar. This one we don't know. We might have to do some extra stuff though. Yeah, like this mine can never reach up here. I guess neither can this. So I think these 3 cells are empty. No. Oh, because this could go down here. I am really dumb. Could also go here. So I guess this is not empty. I looked at this region and I thought that was all that it could be. But I was clearly very wrong. Oh my goodness. That was a lot of lag. Okay, we did this and we figured out how to look like this. Okay. Gotcha. Right, and what do we say? We tried these 9 cells. Yeah, and then we figured out there's one here. There's one here. There's probably gonna be one here, but we're not entirely sure. Yeah. Okay. Well, this 2-3 implies that there must be... Well, okay, we know that this 2-3 must account for, what, only 1 region, because there are already 4 other regions elsewhere, which looks suspiciously like the lost meme, but we don't talk about that. This 2-3 can't talk about separate mines. And how do we know that? Well, if it did talk about separate mines, then this mine over here would have to touch one of them, and I don't see how it could. It could very barely do so. But never can it actually reach this set over here. And I'm therefore saying that you can't have 2 mines in here. Because you then have 3 mines in here, which would then, you know, break into like 6 whole groups. So this can't be 2, can't be 1 either. Or it could be 1 if you went like, you know, like... Actually, could it be 1 from here? No, actually. Because to go here, you need to somehow reach 3 cells here without reaching 3 cells here. And I don't know how you'd get down there without going there. So I think it can't be 1 either. No, it can. What? How? Oh, I thought both of these were mines. Alright, this is just me at this point. My bad. Wait, what? Oh, right, these are both mines. Which means that's a liar. That's a lot of lag. Okay, and then we figured out this, and this. We figured out this and this. We figured out that. We figured out a lot of this. We figured out that this is a lie. We also figured out that all of this happened. I was the most keen to realize that this is never going to be a mine, because this can't be 2. Even if it were a 1, which we realize now it can be, can never reach here, because if this were a mine and it were a 1, it would be isolated. Neither can this actually, because this will have to then come down here, which makes it 2. Now one of these are mines. If this were to happen, I think that fails, right? Because it has to come out here, it has to come out here. And now how does it work? It can't come out here because the 3 already sees 3 mines. It'll have to then go down here. But now what? This means that there's no liar in this column, which then fails. So this can't be a mine. And I don't think this can either. Well, I mean it could. You could do something like... Oh, you can't. Wait, hold on. If this were a mine, how would you exit? You'd have to go here. You'd have to go here. And because the 3 is now complete, you'd have to go down here. Which then again, none of these are liars. So this can't be a mine either. Cool. Okay, and finally you have a 1. This doesn't work now because then it will be isolated. Which means that's a mine which has to exit. One of these are mines. So for this 2, that's a mine. One of these are mines as well. And clearly these 2 cannot belong to the same group because they already would take up an area of 5. So this has to belong to this group. And we know how that goes. Has to be from here only. Now it could either connect through here or through here, but I think that therefore implies that this is a mine and this isn't. 3, we don't know if it's a lie or not. 2 can't be a lie because this must be empty. So this 2 is a lie. 3 is kind of true, so that's a mine. And then we don't know about this yet. Okay, very interesting. I guess now we can figure out what cells are no longer touchable by mines again. For example, this cell cannot ever be touched by this or this area. So that's empty. Which doesn't seem to help. Maybe this 1? Well, no. If this 4 was telling the truth, then this is a mine. But now where is the lie in this row? There isn't one. So the 4 can't be telling the truth. It must be lying. Which means this is empty. So that's a mine, that's empty, that's a mine. Now, this must be lying, this must be lying. The 3 is lying and already sees 3, so it must be a 4. So that's a mine, which must go out, giving you all your regions. Sweet. Alright, very cool puzzle. Yeah, cool puzzle. I made a lot of mistakes, but at the very least, I guess I figured them out. I figured out why there were mistakes. They're all really careless, so that's my bad. I hope they've been going fine. Alright, flowers cross. 1, 3. Well, cross refers to... Well, in cross, sorry. Clues refer to how many of each colored mine there are. So there's... so for example, for this clue, there's 1 white and 3 dark, or... In this case, it's 1 white, 3 dark, or 1 dark and 3 white. So the order isn't given, but yes. For flowers... I think we've done this before. Anyway. There is exactly 1 mine within 4 cells. It's pretty hard to understand, but if you look at every single mine in a colored cell, you realize that they can only have exactly 1 uncolored mine beside them. So yeah, in the 4 neighbors around it, can only have 1 mine. For colored only. This does not apply to uncolored cells, which can, in fact, have as many neighbors as they want. Alright, let's start. 1, 3. Well, 1, 3 clearly means that 3 must refer to light cells because there aren't enough dark cells. This must now extend outwards because it must have a partner. It's exactly 1 mine, not up to 1 mine. This one already sees a partner, so none of those are mines. Now this has to escape, so that's a mine. Okay. 2, 3. Well, 2 must refer to the dark cells because 3 refers to the light cells because there aren't enough dark cells for 3. So that's a mine. Now this can't be a mine because if it was, it would see 2 neighbors. So that's a mine there, which must only see 1 neighbor, so that's empty. 1, 2, interesting. Well, it might be interesting because this now can't be a mine, right? If it were, the 1, 3 here will imply this is empty, the 1, 2 here will imply this is empty, and now this has no neighbor, so this can't be a mine. 0, 2. Well, 2 now definitely refers to the light cells. So 0 is for the dark cells, that's a mine, 0, 2 is complete. 0, 1, 0, 1 is actually just identical clues, so by Minesweeper logic, that can't be a mine. 1, 2, 1, 1 implies one of these are mines. The 1, 1 therefore says that one of these are mines, because there's already 1 mine in here. Now 1, 1 implies that there is 1 light and 1 dark. The line over here accounts for the light cell, so the remaining line must be for the dark cell. 2, 2 means that there's 2 of each, but there's already 2 dark, so that's not a mine, and there's 1 mine in here. 2, 3, now the 3 must refer to the dark cells. It can't refer to the light cells because there's only 1 mine in these 2 cells. So you can never hit 3 in the light cells. So 3 is in dark cells, meaning there's one mine here. 2 is in the light cells, which means that must be a mine. Aha, and because one of these are mines, that will be the partner for this mine, wherever it is. Which means it can't see other partners, so that's empty. 2-4. Interesting. Not sure. Well, there's only one mine in these 2 cells, right? So how can the dark cells ever reach a value of 4? It can't. So our light cells must be the 4. There's one mine in here. There's probably one mine in here. Yeah, there's one mine in each of these, and the reason why is because there can't be 2 mines in here, for example. So there can't be 0 here. There also can't be 2 mines here for the exact same reason. So you have to hit the center, which is 1. And therefore that means that there are no mines here or here. Okay, cool. 2-3. 2-3 sees one mine. We don't know where it is. Okay. 1-3. Well, 3 now clearly cannot refer to the light cells because there's only one mine in these 2 cells. So there's not enough light cells for you to have 3 in them. So 3 is the dark cells, which means this happens. Now these can't be mines because if they were, they would each see 2 neighbors. So mine can only be there, which means that's empty. That's empty, that's empty. 1-2 is complete, so those are all empty. 0-2 means there are 2 darks because there can't be 2 lights. 0-1 is complete. And 1-2. 1-2. Not sure. I mean, it already sees one. It already sees one dark. It must see at least one light, I guess. But I'm not sure if that does anything for us. Maybe the 1-3 is useful. I guess wherever the mine is in here, we'll always touch something below it. So nothing can be above it, meaning you sort of have a cross as well. There's one mine in here and one mine in here. How is that useful? Not sure. Okay, I think you either have 3 dark cells or 3 light cells, right? If you had 3 dark cells, what would that imply? That would imply that these are both mines, because you can only have one mine here. But if there were 3 light cells, then the 1 dark cell would be here, which means they're both empty. In either case, what does that mean? In either case, this can't be a mine, because it would never have exactly one partner. It would have 0 or 2, both of which fail. So this can't be a mine, which is a failure, of course. Okay, maybe we can deal with this. In the yellow scene, where there are 3 lights, this is a mine and this is a mine. This mine requires a partner which must be here. And this is empty. Wait, what? Oh yeah, that's right. That is in fact accurate. As for the red scene, if it were 3 dark cells, then these are both empty. Which would say nothing. Wow. Well, it would say that this is empty though, because this cell would share 2 neighbors. I don't know. It's very suspicious. If you go back to the yellow scene, you could actually put mines everywhere else. That then breaks this cell, isn't it? It does break this exact cell. So there you go. So yellow, if we continue the chain, turns out to fail. Which, I guess that means that red is right. Yep. Okay, 1-2 implies that because there's only one mine in here, well, there is one mine here, and one mine here. That means all 3 mines are complete. That's not a mine. Now we can fill out this entire set of mines over here because we already did the line thing. These are both empty, therefore. This 0-3 means that's a mine which must extend outwards. This 1-2 places 2 mines in here, which are the 2 remaining mines that we have, so everything else is empty. Now, can it be 2 light cells? If it were 2 light cells, then these are both mines, but that would cause this to be isolated. So it's not 2 light cells, it's 2 dark cells. 2 dark cells and 1 light cell, therefore. Okay. Well, where could it be? If it were here, that wouldn't do any good. If your dark cell was here, then wherever you put your remaining light cell mine would fail. This would touch 2 neighbors. This would touch 0 neighbors, so that fails in either case. Therefore the mine has to be here. This now can't be a mine because it sees 2 neighbors, and therefore the last mine is there. Very cool. Got a lot of bifurcation at that last part, but I guess that's pretty normal for flowers. Flowers is a lot of bifurcation for like no reason at all. Okay, let's do a couple more. Ugh, never mind, bridge deviation. Oof. Okay. Yeah, I might stop the thing here because I'm really not bothered to do bridge deviation. We did bridge area once, which is a really bad idea. Spent a whole episode on it. So I don't think I'm gonna have much luck here. We've hit 30. Oh my goodness, my voice. We've hit 30 minutes on the episode, so I think we've made enough progress, hopefully. 23 puzzles solved total, which is not a bad number. Alright, good progress, good progress. I'm gonna update the track list and see where we are at. 23. That leaves us with 842 puzzles total, which is actually one shy of 843 states here. And that's because I missed one puzzle somewhere, which I still cannot find. Like, I actually don't know where it is. Also, there's only 20? What? There's only 56. Really? There's 100E. I mean, of course it's 100E, but I guess there aren't a lot of these, which is interesting. There's still 100C, of course there are. Still 100F, of course there are. Okay. Then for this, I guess we don't know yet. Well, either way, yeah, I guess that'll be it. So until then, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.